Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome to my channel, The Cheryl Hubbard Show. Glad you can join me. Glad you can join me today. So, today I'm going to talk about a few things today. But first, I want to start out with, sometimes when I'm doing a little talking, my mouth gets a little dry. So, got my la la today. And it's made with real fruit and other fruit flavors, other real fruit, other natural fruit. Uh, flavors in here. So, hmm cheers. So, had to have a little something, had to have a little something to make sure make sure you keep your mouth lubricated, when you're doing your little talking and that, talking and things. So today uh, I'm going to talk a little bit about business, but I also want to let's talk about first time home buyers. First time home buyers. Uh, I have my notes. Yes, my notes. First time home buyers. We're gonna talk about first time home buyers. Uh, you looking for a house? You want to buy a house? So, first time home buyers, there's a lot of programs. We have FHA programs, VA programs, if you're a veteran. Also, HUD has programs for first time home buyers. In my opinion, I think it will be more appropriate, or I guess it would be, I think it would be much better. Well, I guess I would say it would be easier. In other words, you want to buy a house, you know, start saving your money. Just like just like we have been told that in other words we want to go to college. Sometimes we want to go to college. We want to they say it's a good idea to save before before you go to college. Try to save some of your own money so that way you won't have to get as many student loans. So paying back some student loans or something else. Um, but they do have grant programs. They do have grant programs. They have grant programs, so you can, if you qualify, you can get a grant. It'll pay for you to go to school. You can get that bachelor's degree. But that's how I got my bachelor's degree. I had a grant. I went for 4 years and got my bachelor's degree. So if you qualify for a grant, you can get a grant to pay for your college education. But it's also good to save. They say it's good to save. I mean, it's common sense. I wish I had done that, before I entered college. So you save a little bit. So save as much as possible. You know, come out of high school, maybe jump on a job or some type of job, and something that interests you. Maybe jump on a job for about maybe a couple of years and save as much as possible, and then maybe seek out the college that you might want to go to. They have also they have work study programs. So I did sign up for a work study program when I was up the University of the District of Columbia, right here in Washington D.C. So I got a grant and paid for me to go to school, get my bachelor's degree, and then I had a work study job. So I exercised all the benefits that they had available for me. hmm So I had a work study job. So those are the things that you can do when you're getting. I mean, when you want to go to college. When you want to go to college, you want to save a little bit. Don't want come out of high school. Then sometimes if your parents can help you, with some funding. But 9 times out of 10, most of us we had to get those student loans. So you got a grant, you had your grant. You save some of your money, you take some of your money. Also, you can have a little job on the side. Then I had a work study job, help pay for my books and different things. So my grant paid for my government grant paid for my courses. And then I had they allowed me at the University of the District of Columbia. They allowed me to get a work study job. So I applied for a work study job through the financial aid office at the university. So saving saving is a good plan. It's a strategy, but sometimes it's hard to save. Hopefully, especially when you have bills to pay. In other words, you come out of high school, you try to work a little odd job because you might not have a job. Now, sometimes if you can get a good job when you come out of high school, but sometimes you might not be able to. But sometimes if you can get a job, paying pretty good, and then take some of the funds from that job and put money to the side every so often. Then when it's time to go to college. And but now they have they've been started. They have programs, not programs, but I think it's like a financial institutions. They have you can set up an account where you can put money in there, and it will go towards the savings will go towards your college education. So they have programs like that sometimes. If you're in high school, if you are in high school, maybe your parents could probably sign up with that financial institution. So that's a good idea. Saving and grants and student loans, but student loans are something else because it's so much at the end, and you realize that you have to pay so much back. Interest rates, and then time you get what you call it, deferments and excuse me, deferments. You have hardship deferments. They have different types of deferment. So every time you defer your loan and not pay it back, then they hit you with those high interest rates, depending on how much you borrowed. So a lot of these banks, they do offer these, loans. Loans for your students for going to college, student loans. I think some of these credit unions, too offer loans, student loans, so you can go to college. But you have to check. It's just like anything else. You have to do your research, find out which loans and which banks or credit unions will offer you the lowest interest rate. So just like when you want to buy a house, you want to shop around. You want to shop around. You don't want to try to buy a house that's out with that's not in your means. You want something that's within your means. You're shopping around for a house. You want to make sure you find the right neighborhood. You don't want to just pick a house just because you say this house is pretty, and you go in there and sometimes they have those open houses. You know how they have those open houses on Sundays and Saturdays, or sometimes, most of the time they have them on the weekend. You go in there, you go into the open house, you look inside the house, and the house is beautiful. But sometimes it could be the house could have underlying problems, mold or mold. It could have carpeting could be messed up. Walls could be messed up, or it could have a problem beyond your knowledge. So it's good to have you would have to have I guess an appraiser, and also have work with a broker. Work with a broker that can help you, because if you're not familiar with dealing with houses, they can beat you out your money real quick. So I'm gonna read some stuff off my paper. So what I have here, you're dealing with first time home buyers. First thing to do, according to my research, get pre-approved for a mortgage. So in other words, you don't want to just go looking at some houses, and because the house is beautiful, and I like this house. You riding around, you see a sign in the yard, the house is beautiful. You be like, oh man, I like this house, and then without knowing about how much money you have been approved for. It's best to be approved for a house. for the loan, pre-approved for the mortgage. So you check out your bank, your credit unions, get a pre-approved for your mortgage first. And then so once you pre-approved, then you know how much you have a cap on the amount of money that you can spend for a particular house. Because it don't make sense to go shopping for a house before you are pre-approved from a credit union or a bank. That's just like going to the store without your credit card or without no money in your pocket. And you know you want to buy something, but ain't no money in your pocket. So it's the same scenario. And then once you're pre-approved, that way you know how much. In other words, you get pre-approved. Say for instance, you pre-approved for $300,000. You know what range of a house, the area, the range, the house amount, about the range, that the house that you're looking for. So you know the area. For certain areas, you'll have higher price houses than others. And then also, once you're pre-approved, you also, you want to look at the, in other words, if you're raising a family or if you have a family, you want to see if the, whatever area you pick your house at, whatever area you pick your house in, you want to know, hey, does this area have nice schools? What is the price? What are the price ranges of these houses? Is the neighborhood safe? Neighborhood safe for your family and your kids, and just don't bring a lot of people when you come to look for these houses, because if you're looking at this house and you have so many different people with different ideas and different opinions, so you might go see this house. It might show this house in this area. You might have, if you have your relatives with you. There's nothing wrong with taking maybe one person with you, but try not to take a whole lot of people with you, because everybody have different opinions. They might be like, look, don't get this house, or I don't like this, and it's blah blah blah. You might have a different attitude or a different opinion. So it's best to then once you move in and everything is clear, and everything is the process is finished, closing and all that, then you can say, hey, then you'll be excited to let your family and your relatives know. And then you want to check on public transportation. Wherever you want to pick your house, does it have public transportation? Or are you going to be driving to work or school? The kids got to go to school. All the schools, all the school districts close. Do I have to drive my kid 4 or 5 miles to school? So these are some of the things you think about when it comes to first time home buying. Then it says, is it a neighborhood that you want to raise your family? So in other words, like my sister always told me, ride around the neighborhood to see how people hang out. Ride around at night to see if anybody's hanging out. That way you know people hanging out. Check with the police department in the area before you pick your house in that particular area, and find out about the crime in that area. Then also, if you already, you got a house you like, and you're going in there, you're going to look at the house, you're going inside, they have a showing, sometimes they have these housewarming, these showings, and you go in there and look at the house. So you need to take somebody with you that, just like when you go to buy a car, you would take a mechanic with you. Take somebody with you that's more experienced as far as buying homes. Then, because you want to look at the foundation of the home, because it has to have a strong foundation. Because I know recently on the news, they had some houses, I think it was in California. They fell all down hills, and houses fell apart and blew up and everything. And they showed it on the news. They said some of them houses, I was like, what? And then they had this, it's almost like you would see quicksand just eating the house up, and the house just going on down to the ground. So the foundation wasn't steady. A lot of times they don't tell you a lot of them things when you're buying these houses, so it's almost like you really have to do your research. And then take your home inspector. Take the home inspector with you. That's what I was saying. So just like you take a mechanic with you when you're going to buy a car, take a home inspector with you when you're looking at houses. Don't fall for decor. And chandeliers and all this furniture looking all nice, because all that stuff will be coming out. So that stuff will be coming out. Unless they say, well, this is included in the price of the house. And then make sure you love the space. Take your inspector with you. Make sure you definitely love the space. that you about to move in, you know. So, so in other words, when you buy your first home, first thing, yes, you get pre-approved for that loan. Use a broker. Brokers are usually paid by the seller, uh, unless you have to pay, for the broker yourself. But I guess it depends. It depends on what area you buying. You buying your house. You're buying your house in. Okay, buy within your means. Don't stretch yourself. So in other words, buy within your means. Don't be trying to. So in other words, once you get first step is to get pre-approved for a mortgage loan from a bank or credit union. And don't you buy within your means. Once you have your loan, once you are pre-approved for your loan, and they do that with cars too. I believe you get pre-approved for a car. You go online to some of these websites, credit unions, banks get pre-approved. And that way, once you find out how much they are going to allow you to purchase the house, then you can start looking around. Get you a broker. Mhm. So I love those. They are so good. Mm. And so yeah, use a broker. Use a broker. Buy within your means. So don't be trying to go buy a house. You over there in Beverly Hills somewhere. Really? Look, looking for a house that costs a few million when the bank only approved you for 300,000. So don't waste your time. So it said and then also how to buy a foreclosed home with no money down. Okay, locate the owners of distressed properties posted for foreclosure sale. So locate the owners of distressed properties posted for a foreclosure sale. In other words, you locate the owners. You should be able to do that within your state. They should have an office within your state where you can locate the owners of distressed properties. Sometimes you can see if you ride around town. Sometimes you may see signs up on various houses that may say owner for sale by owner. Because I know I have seen houses like that around town for sale by owner, and then it has the owner's phone number and all that on there. So sometimes you can do it that way too. But also they should have if they selling their house, they should have it listed within the state, the office in your state, the real estate office in your state. Then right at the county clerk's office where property is located in our public record, right? So in other words, the county clerk's office, you go to the county clerk's office within your state. That's where you can find different houses that are up for sale. I mean, so foreclosed houses, probably houses for sale too. So this how to buy foreclosed homes with no money down, and then contact the lender who is going to foreclose on the property. So in other words, if the bank or credit union have a right to that house, and they are the ones that are foreclosing on that particular house, then you contact that lender. And because they are the ones that are foreclosing on the house because the people, in other words, they owe the bank. They owe the bank or they owe the credit union, and they didn't pay them. They got behind in their mortgage. So that is why the bank took over the house. So now the bank wants to sell the house. So, and then, so you contact the lender, and then you want to apply for a loan assumption. In other words, you want to assume the loan. You want to take over the loan. In other words, the home buyers defaulted in their loan for the house. So you want to assume that loan. You want to take over that loan for that particular house. Since a loan assumption without qualification simply means that you are offering to take over the mortgage payments for the bank. So you don't have to worry about going through the qualification process. You want to assume the loan. You want to take over the loan and take over. In other words, you want to take over the mortgage payments. With that bank for that particular house. And then it says, but that you are proposing to do so without the bank qualifying you based on your credit. So in other words, the bank you want to do that. You want to take over want to take over this. You want to assume the payments for that house. So you want to take over the payments. So the house is in foreclosure. The bank put the house in foreclosure because the person or the people who were purchasing the house, they defaulted in their loan payments. So the bank took it over, and now it's in foreclosure. But you want to assume the payments for that house. So, but you want to deal with the bank that have ownership of that house. In other words, you want to do that. You want to assume you want to assume the loans. In other words, you want to take over the loan. It said loan is, it's called a loan assumption. So I'm learning something myself. So it said loan assumption. It says sometimes smaller banks will agree to this if you can prove that you have at least 3 months of reserve payments on the mortgage in the bank. In other words, you got 3 months of a reserve payment to pay that mortgage in the bank. Then sometimes the bank will do this. And the next step, contact the distressed property owners. So you contact the distressed property owners. You can make a deal with the owner. Make a deal with the owner sometimes. It's the easiest way to make a visit to property. Make a visit to the property. In other words, you find out. In other words, you riding around, or you went to the county clerk's office, and you found out these distressed properties at the county clerk's office. So you want to find out how can you contact the owner. So you can make arrangements with the owner. You make arrangements with the owner. It says contact the distressed property owners. That's the easiest way to make a visit to the property. So once you get the address from the county clerk's office of those distressed properties or one you picked out, once you looked at that list, you picked out one and you want to contact the owner. So it says speak to them about taking over their loan payment. So you speak to them about taking over their loan payment. So that sounds like a good idea. It says using an assumption. That's using a loan assumption. So in other words, you find out the owner, his house is in foreclosure. So you went to your county clerk's office and you found a particular house that you're looking down a list and you see one in a particular area that you may be familiar with. Then you want to contact the owner, contact the bank. The bank that foreclosed on the house. So the owner or the bank that closed on the house or the credit union. Then it says doing so would mean you have the deed and own the property, but that past due payments are wiped out and the property does not have to be sold at auction. So once you do that, you make an agreement with the owner, let them know you want to assume, you want to create a contract, and you want to assume it's going to have to be a contract. Everything has to be written up. You want to create a contract. You want to assume the loan. You want to apply for a loan assumption, and you want to create a contract with the owner. And so it says doing so will mean that you will have the deed and you will own the property. It said, but that past due payments are wiped out, and the property does not have to be sold at auction. And they will not have a foreclosure haunting them on their credit history. If the property owners agree, you can proceed with the purpose. Yep, so if the property owners agree, you can proceed. And then it says the title company will review documentation and schedule a closing appointment, and it may take about a week. So once everything is on the up and ups and you and the owner agree to this loan assumption contract that you want to make with each other, and then the title company will review all the paper, review the documentation, and schedule closing. So that way you'll go close on the house, close on the property, and always go close on the property in front of a notary. It says close on the property in front of a notary. Have sellers sign the final documentation conveying the property to you, as well as the bank owner of the property, so that you are the new owner of record on the deed. Once the closing appointment is completed, write up the agreement to purchase with an addendum for a loan assumption. That's what it's called, a loan assumption. So you let the owner know that you want to assume the loan. You want to take over the payments that he couldn't afford to keep up with. So all the past due payments you won't have to pay. You just keep it going forward. and you're just assuming a loan. You're going forward and paying the loan off. And it says a right of the agreement to purchase with an addendum for a loan assumption. There is a standard contract on state-approved forms, so they have to be state-approved forms. Obtain signatures from the current resident of the property, submitted to the bank that is taking them to foreclosure. Once the lender approves the assumption, you are able to open escrow and close on the property. Submit the contract and applicable addenda to a local title insurance company. You may have to pay the fees and insurance costs on a loan assumption. It says you will receive your keys and the bank will have transferred the property in your name. At this point, you have made a foreclosure purchase with no money down, and no one checking your credit. So it sounds pretty good. So in other words, when you want to purchase a home, I assume that if you want to buy a house with money down, I assume that you can probably look at these same steps. So this is with no money down. So in other words, no money down, you just want to take over the payment. In other words, somebody's house is in foreclosure, you want to take over the payments. So you want to contact the owner, and you want to contact the bank that's taking them to foreclosure. The bank that put, the house into foreclosure, or a credit union, whoever, So in other words, then when you're in the market for buying a house, you are in the market for buying a house, this would be a good way to go. So if you are in the market, then you want to look at and first of all, you do want to get pre-approved for a loan, but at the same time, you also want to know how much capital do you have, how much money do you have to put toward the house. How much money do you have to going in to start this process? How much money do you have saved? How much how much are you earning weekly or bi-weekly on your paycheck? Your pay stub, because you have to, you would have to probably show that probably at some point. So how much do you make bi-weekly? What are your revenues and expenses? So it's almost like you can do a little income statement. Like all your revenues down that you have coming in, how much income you have coming in. Minus off all your expenses. So that way you'll know how much money you have to allocate to the purchase of this foreclosed house. So so this is when you're getting loans right here. So this is when you get a loan. It says capital. That's how much money you have. How much money you have set aside, or how much money you have coming in, how much money you have available after you pay your bills. So revenues minus expenses. That's you're looking at your own personal income statement. Your capacity. Can you repay the loan? Collateral. What kind of collateral do you have? And it says determine if you are eligible for. You can also determine if you are eligible for special programs. You can determine, because they do have other programs too. For in other words, you want to buy a house. This is a different. They have different programs. You have they have special programs, closing and escrow. You also want to prevent foreclosure prevention. And then it says, this is just some of the notes that I had. I already read some of these notes, so I don't want to read these again. Okay, that's just some of the notes that I have. That is, also they do have you can also get down payment assistance if you're a teacher, a firefighter, or somebody in your home is disabled, and they have ADA, ADD, ADHD. They have government loan programs with zero money down loans, Virginia VA loans, FHA loans, first time home buyer loans. You're right. Basically, so according to my notes, I was just saying this in the beginning of my presentation. Save some money. You want to buy a house. Say for instance, you want to buy a house. Say for instance, you're in the market for a home in the next 2 years, the next 3 years. So save money. You run into McDonald's. buying unnecessary things, shopping for clothes every time you turn around. You want to save money, you want to buy coffee and food from McDonald's every week. Take your lunch to work, save you some money. Go grocery shopping, save you some money. Um, Also, how much can you afford, and how much can you afford, you know, for this home purchase? How much can you afford? Like I said previously, you want to look at your all your revenues coming in, minus off all your expenses. How much can you afford? Look at your take home pay. What is your take home pay after taxes? What is your take home pay? So, in other words, once you're pre-approved for that loan, or if you're not gonna be pre-approved for a loan unless you have your own money that you saved up for your down payment for your house. Some people can, some people have enough money to, they have their own money. They've been saving all the time, so they have their own money. They don't have to worry about going to a bank or a credit union, because the bank's gonna eat you up with them interest rates. But a credit union may be better to get a loan, try to get pre-approved from a credit union. So pre-approved for a mortgage from a credit union probably would be a better option. But some people save their own money and say, hey, you know what? I'm working. I've been working for 10 years, and I've been saving, or even, yeah, I've been saving, and I'm going to take my tax money and I'm going to put all that together, make it work. I'll put all that in the bank, and I have, a certain amount of money saved. So I have my own down payment. So that's a good way to go, too. That would be the best way to go. But a lot of us don't have, no type of savings for no house. But really, really, really. But so so that's how that go. So let me see what else I have on here. Oh, another thing. I think did I read this? Yeah. Okay. I think I have one more page that I have. Okay. And then also I was saying, when you save your money, you can save while you're saving. You also, your revenues minus your expenses. Just, sometimes, during the month, do your own little income statement, your own little balance sheet. Assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. Sometimes do your own little balance sheet, your own little income statement, and it say right here, debt to income ratio. So how much debt do you have? How much debt do you have? Really? So how much debt do you have, and compared to your income? In other words, is your income uh, is your income more than your debt, or is your debt more than your income? So debt to income ratio. That's a good thing to know, because when you go into buying a house, once you get a house, all the repairs and everything gonna be on you. Yeah, you need a water heater. You're gonna have to be the one that, put that in. Your roof, need a roof put on. That's gonna be your job as owner, cause you're not no longer renting anymore. And then because once you buy a house, then you have you need anything, yard work done, you need carpet put in, you need a new refrigerator. Those are the things that a homeowner will have to, um, purchase. So you have a flood in the house, or you have, any problems, it's going to be on the homeowner. And it says, and then you got to make sure you have enough. So once you get pre-approved for that mortgage loan, then you want to know, do you have enough income to pay that loan back? Because bank and a credit union definitely going to want to know, how can you pay this money back? So when you pre-approve for that mortgage, that's definitely what they're going to want to know. How, they want to know your income coming in, your debt to income ratio. They want to know, hey, is this lady or this man or this family going to be able to pay us our money back? And also they do have credit repair programs, so sometimes you may have um you know sometimes you may be able to give. I mean, I don't know, but sometimes I never bought a house before, but sometimes I feel you might, seem like you might not have to you know have no one. I mean, well, I guess they're gonna have to look at your credit. So do you have a satisfactory credit history? So 9 times out of 10, they're gonna, in order to get pre-approved for that mortgage, they're gonna want to see your pay stub and other sources of income. They want to know how much money you have coming in per month. So You have, as I said, you have VA loans, you get FHA loans. Uh, so then you gotta look at all your debt, your house payments, your you know, look at your debt, your if you're renting, you wanna look at your rent payments, payment of revolving debt, credit cards, car payment, student loans, child support. So all that is all your debt. So when you're looking at all your debt, you have to be able to say, hey, is my debt more than my income? Do I have more debt coming in than income? So a lot of times, it's almost like, to me, it's just like running a business, similar. It's not like running a business, but it's like you need to take the same steps when you're running a business. When you're running a business, you want to see that, hey, do I have enough money to open this business? There's so many things you have to do. You have to have a business license. You have to have a business license. You have to have, in other words, if you want a storefront, you have to have a store. You have to have a storefront. Pay rent on the building that you're going to do it online. Now, if you want to do your business online, you still got to pay to run your website. You got to pay for a website. You got to pay. You got to look for your target market, and you have to have your inventory. So it's all about planning. Running a business, you want to run a business, you still have to plan. I mean, I have to have my business name. I have my target market. I have my niche. I'm building my brand. I want to have a storefront. I have an online presence. I have to purchase my inventory. So it's basically about planning. When it comes to business, you got to plan. So our same scenario when you want to buy a house. Basically, you have to plan. You gotta you can't live within your means. You can't live way outside of your means. You can't be thinking about, hey, I want to purchase this house, and no, you don't have enough money. That's just like me going out there, and I know the bank pre-approved me for a mortgage loan for 300 or 200,000, and then I'm over here somewhere looking at houses for 500,000. So I can't. That would be beyond my means. That's beyond my means. So that's what they're saying, get pre-approved first for that mortgage payment, for that mortgage loan. Get pre-approved. So get pre-approved first. So locate the owners of distressed properties posted for a foreclosure sale at the county clerk's office. So you want to do that? Locating the houses. You want to get pre-approved for your mortgage. And then once you're pre-approved, then, hey, let the fun begin. Once you're pre-approved, then you can think better, because you can be like, then you know what range of a house price, the house prices with ranges that you can look for. Say, for instance, you're pre-approved. If you pre-approved for $1 million from the bank, for the credit union, then you know what area you want to look in. Then whatever, you looking at those particular houses, and you're looking at those particular houses, and then while you're looking at houses, you want to know, hey, if you have kids, you want to know, hey, how are the schools in the area? How is the crime in this area? I've been pre-approved for a certain amount of money for this loan, for this mortgage for this house, but then I want to still be smart. I don't want to just run and purchase a house that's anywhere, look for the crime, school districts, the foundation on the house, the inside of the house. Is the heating system, air conditioning, heating system, is that on point? How's the foundation of the house? How's the carpet? But I guess you can always, you purchase the house, you can always take the carpet up. Anything go wrong with the furnace, then you can, But I guess it depends on what is included in the house. Sometimes when you buy a house, they may include certain things in there, like chandelier or furnace, or I guess the furnace will already be in there. Cause I know my dad bought the house that we had some time ago. It already had a furnace in the house. So, but eventually, I think my dad had to buy a new furnace. Had to buy a new furnace. Had to have a roof put on because he purchased the house. So he purchased the house. So, yep. But so this is right here. In other words, how to buy foreclosed. This is what I was reading. How to buy foreclosed homes with no money down. So no money down. So in other words, you locate the owners of the distressed property, contact the lender who is foreclosing on the property. So in other words, that could be the bank or the credit union. So you want to try that. You want to apply for a loan assumption. Uh, but you are proposing to do so without the bank qualifying you based on your credit. So in other words, you're dealing with the bank. You don't have to put no money down. So this is with no money down. How to buy foreclosed homes with no money down. So basically, you just want to take over the payments. I ain't trying to put no money down. I want to assume the loan. I want to apply for a loan assumption through this credit union or this bank, and I made a deal with the owner. So that's how this is. So this is like a good. And then I also have some items I have here from Carton Sheets. No money, no down payment. So I have no down payment, and this is a whole set. You get the tapes. So I was reading up on this too. Yeah, so I've been reading up on that. So I think that is that for that. And I'm at 40 something minutes already. Yeah, so also, yep, it says, and then when you get to the closing process, you want to close on the property with in front of a notary. So it's always good to that way the notary be, you have a witness. So you definitely have a witness when you close on the property in front of a notary. Yep. So it says locate the distressed property, contact the lender who is going to foreclose on the house, and it's called a loan assumption. Without qualification, simply means you are offering to take over the mortgage payments for the bank. So instead of the bank, because the bank took over the house because they defaulted on their house, and the bank put it in foreclosure. So you're offering to take over. You're offering to take over the payments for the bank, and you will become the owner, and your name will be on the deed. So it says using an assumption. Doing so would mean you have the deed and own the property. So that's how that goes. So that is that for that one. Those are my notes. And then I have, like I said, Carton Sheets. I have him also. And so this is my little package I got today. So let's see what they have here. So this is probably my little package. So in other words, that's a good idea. A house, no money down. Take over a foreclosed house. And then you check out, they have a lot of programs for buying houses. HUD have a lot of first time home buyer programs. What's that? VHA. Then I was just, in my notes it said if you have somebody with disability or something, if you're a teacher, they have a lot of programs too for teachers. Because I saw that also on the news. So in other words, you're a teacher, they have programs for teachers for, helping them buy houses too. So this is just I joined a movie club with Disney. So I joined a movie club with Disney. So what you do, you start out, different movies like this, Frozen. So what you do, you start out, I think it costs a dollar. No, I think it was $1, yeah. By $1. Well, each movie was 20 cents. So you get 5 movies. Prepaid amount. 5 movies for $1. And that's just to bait you into the club. And then I think you have to buy. I think it's four. A free Frozen 2 scarf with then you get a free blanket. So they ain't sent my blanket yet, but you get a free blanket. You got 5 movies for $1. And then it says now here's another deal they're giving me for the next one. It said free Frozen 2 scarf with purchase of 3 or more titles. So if I buy 3 more movies, while supplies last, offer ends 4/20/20. So if you want to join the club, you visit DisneyMovieClub.com, and so 5 movies for $1, and so I joined the movie club. So this is the movie club. This is just a so the movie that I ordered, I got a Black Panther. The Princess and the Frog. What else did I have? Oh, I got Toy Story. Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4. And then the last one I have, my favorite one, Frozen. So I have Frozen. Let's see. I have my computer. I can see how it look on there. So these are movies. So I can see if so I always like this movie because I saw this on I saw this movie on let's see if I have my computer. There it is. Let's see if we got let's see what this movie look like. Let's see. Frozen. And then you get the little inside, you just got the little Disney. So cute little club to be in, get your little movies. So you get five movies for $1. And so 5 movies for $1, then you have to buy I think it's 4 more movies over the next 3 years or something like that, 3 or 4 years, something like that. So I mean, I didn't mind joining a club because sometimes kids want to look at different movies and stuff. So Toy Story 4. So I got two. This is Toy Story. The first one is just Toy Story. The other one is Toy Story 4. So, So let me see. Let's see if I can. Trying to see if I can get it on the our computer. So that's Frozen. Now that's a good movie. I like this movie right here. I like all the music that they have. like all the music that they had on this movie. So let me see how I get this movie started. Let's see. Let's get this ball rolling. So let me try to see how I can get this. Is okay, there you go. I see it showing up. I'm trying to see how I can get it started on here. Okay, here we go. Play DVD video. So this is one of the movies. So 5 of them came in there. Trying to see. This is like my old laptop I had some time ago. Trying to see if it's gonna show any pictures. Trying to see if it has. Okay, there you go. Let me see. Frozen. So this is an old computer, but I'm trying to see if I can get the movie started. So, this is I don't know how, see right there. Trying to see why the picture not showing up. Don't look like it want to play. Because this is such an old computer. But it's not that old. It's about 5 years old. So, uh, trying to get the thing going. I don't see why the picture's not showing up. Let me see. Let me try another movie. This is Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4. So, grandkids will love this movie. So I got, but, I'm a kid at heart myself, so, inside you get your little, so I said it was a good thing to, it's a good thing to join a little movie club. So, you get 5 movies for $1, so, let's see. I'm about to wrap this video up. Let's see if I can try another movie. So let's see if I can try another movie. See, that's how I go. Trying to see if I can get it going. See how it's starting up. Okay, there we go. Look like it's starting. English. There we go. Disney.
This Disney DVD is enhanced with Disney's Fast Play. Your movie and a selection of bonus features will begin automatically. To bypass Fast Play, select the main menu button at any time. Fast Play will begin in a moment.
Just giving you some attractions, so Let me see something. See, Toy Story. So kids would love this. Really? I like stuff like this myself. I like the little cartoons. I love doing stuff like this. See? Toy Story. So, oh, that's Frozen. That's Frozen. I like the song. That came with the movie Frozen. Mm-hmm. Frozen. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that must be the movie. All films and promotions may not be available in all territories. They were just showing you some previews. Unauthorized reproduction. But, I paid for this movie. Mm-hmm. I joined the movie club. So, okay, I'm going to probably end on this note because I don't want the video to be too long, but just trying to show you, the movies or the movie club I joined. So, like I say, you can go to, you want to join a movie club. So this is Frozen, Toy Story. Go to DisneyMovieClub.com. So, you want to join the movie. You want to join the movie club, DisneyMovieClub.com. So, so when they telling me I can get right here, I'm going to try this. I want to get free Frozen 2 scarf with purchase of 3 or more titles. So I'll get a free scarf if I purchase 3 more titles. So, but I'm going to see what's up. So, I'm not going to, I don't want to make the video too long, but I want to say thanks for joining me today, YouTubers. And this is my, I joined the movie club. This is the kind of box they send you, But I look forward to picking my next movies. So, I got Frozen, probably watch some of these movies tomorrow. So I'm looking right now at this is a laptop, but I'm looking at the HP computer desktop. I'm looking right into the camera of my desktop computer. So I want to say thanks for joining me today. And I went over, how to buy a foreclosed house, how to buy a foreclosed home without any money down. And also, you can learn how to, you can buy regular homes with no money down. In other words, you can use other people's money to buy a home, So Carton Sheets, he is a master at those type of things. So I do have this set, so I'm gonna read up on some more of those cassettes, listen to some more of those cassettes rather. So buying houses with no money down, using other people's money. And so, different ways, but I think you gotta try to get in where you fit in, because everybody don't qualify. And then they do have programs that help you clear your credit up, and make you more qualified to you know, purchase that home that you want to purchase. So I'm in the market myself. So that's why, you know, I'm learning at the same time too. So I know my brother-in-law, he has about 8 houses. So, you know, but, you know, they don't teach you the game. You gotta learn the game yourself. So that was all about research. Just like I did when I went to college. I had to get in there and get my butt in there and research and find out things on my own. Even when I'm learning about business, different business ventures and different things pertaining to business, I have to get in there and research. You know, you had to buckle down and research yourself. That's why I always kept a computer. Always kept a computer, you know. So keep a computer. You know, you don't have to worry about running to the library. Because my husband always said, look, you know, honey, get everything that you need at home. Your fax machine, you know, because I had an all-in-one printer a couple times. But they went out on a blink, so I might have to give me another one. You know, really? Yep. So, you know, I do need it. But, so, you know, all in one computer. You know, you want one that can fax, print, copy, scan. I had one that, you know, that way you don't have to go out your house. So, you know, that's how that goes. So I'm going to get, you know, purchase one of those again. But right now, I do have a printer. My printer is right over there on the side over there. So I do have a printer, so. And matter of fact, I'm going to take this printer and get ready to take my printer and put it back over there on the floor where I had it, you know. So this is my printer. So when I want to print things, you know, I do have a printer. That's my laptop. I have my printer. So I want to say thanks for joining me today. And so I want to say thanks for joining me today. And it's just a little movie. I'm going to get ready for bed because it's getting late, you know. So I just thought I wanted to do this video real quick today. So I want to probably do some more research on houses and bring you another video. Some more research on, you know, home buying, first time home buyers. And because, you know, I'm going to be a first time home buyer myself. So I need to learn all these things. So thanks for joining me. And I want to say I'll see you here, same place, same time. See you back again. Same place, same time, same channel, The Cheryl Hubbard Show. So you all have a good one. See Toy Story? It's going to be nice.